Hey guys, it's Luke from Colorado Railroad Productions, and today we're going to be reviewing the Scale Trains post-2006 excursion water tenders. These retail for about $148 with some discounts. And before I start the review, I'm going to admit I already opened it up and put KD couplers on it. So, let's get into it. So right now, we're going to unbox it. The box feels very sturdy, and it's made out of sort of hardish cardboard, so it gives good protection. Right here we have the instructions, just everything you need, the exploded parts diagram, so everything you need to know about the water tenders. Under this layer of foam, find two separate water tenders. So we're going to start with the Jim Adams. Okay, so we take it out of its sleeve, and then we get to the plastic that protects the actual model, and it has a little bit of scratch-proof plastic to keep it cushioned. And there's the actual water tender right there. So as we can zoom in, you can just see the amount of detail Scale Trains has taken into account. You can see all the little individual rivets that they put in. Just everything is spot on. Little nozzles out of the sides here. The nice steps up. And if you look at the trucks, they actually have rotating bearing caps. So that's exactly like the real ones, where the bearing caps rotate. And then you can just see the brake shoes, things like that. Okay, moving on to the back, it represents the amount of work that was put into this water car. You can see the little fill gauge. It tells you how full the water tender is when it's in operation. The headlight right there. The little cord that runs down. All the brake hoses have silver tips, and they look really nice. And like I said, the KD coupler I put on, and it comes with the Scale Trains couplers, which are good. I just prefer KD's. And then there's the Cutler cut iron, and then yeah, that's pretty much it on the back. And now we're on the other side of the water car. Here we have the little chains right there. Just chains everywhere. Hoses that run down right along there. Jim Adams looks crisp, well printed. And the flag's also really crisp and well printed. There's just little tiny hoses that no one would pay attention to, but they're on the actual thing, and it's just so detailed. And then, once again, we have the little spigots on these sides of the tenders. So that's about it for that side. Okay, and then finally we move to the front, where there's still really nice ladder detail, the headlights there, and then here are the little water gauges again on this side. Brake wheels right here, Cutler cut iron. The brake hoses with the silver tip, and then the KD coupler I installed. And then finally, just these really nice grab irons. Okay, now moving on to the top, we have the little fill hatches for the water. I'm not sure I'm pretty sure these are all tool chests right there, and I'm not sure what those do exactly. I know those are grab irons along there, and that's about it on the top, but they have the really nice rivets, and that's it for the top. Finally, we're on the bottom, and you can just see the nice air tanks that look pretty nice, and then there's just sort of more detail, brake shoes, and yeah, that's about it on this tender. Okay, now we move on to the Joe Jordan, which is the second excursion water tender. So, same boxing as the Jim Adams. And the difference between this one and the Jim Adams are that the Jim Adams has the flag and the Joe Jordan does not. Okay, so here is the Joe Jordan close-up. It looks just as good as the Jim Adams. As you can see, it has the nice rivet detailing, some little grab irons here and there, the little spigots, the chains to control the brakes, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. Has the hoses down there. And this, I'm not exactly sure what it's for, but I know it's on the real thing. And the lettering just looks really crisp on this, as well as it looks just as crisp as the Jim Adams. Moving on to the back of this one, same thing. It has the ladders, the headlight with the wire coming down, the little brake hoses, and the Katy coupler, which I replaced, and then the coupler cut iron. And then there's the MU port, which I didn't point out on the other one. So now we're on the other side of the Joe Jordan, and it looks pretty much the same. It doesn't have the little piece that comes up here, but it has the little spigots, nice rivet detailing, the little brake cylinders. I'm pretty sure that's what they're for. Don't quote me on it. And then the chains, that it just pops. And same with this. This has the rotating wheel caps, and it has the air tank. Okay, so on the back side, it's sort of the same thing as the Jim Adams, but it has the ladders, the headlight, the little filler gauge, the brake wheel, the MU port, and then it has the brake hoses and the coupler cut lever. Okay, so now we're gonna go downstairs and check out how the lighting features work in these. Okay guys, so I set Jim Adams on the programming track and programmed it to its number. And there's this really cool feature in the Scale Train's water tenders, and it's that they have backup lights. So you can actually make it look like the real tenders, and program this to your locomotive's address, and then press F10, and that brings the backup light up. So I'm gonna turn off the lights and then show you the function. Okay, it's really dark and hard to see the tender, but I promise it's there. So now I go and press F10, and there's a backup light, as you can see. So that's a really neat feature with the Scale Train's water tenders, because you can back it up and program it to your locomotive's address. So you can pretty much use it as the real prototype would be used. So overall, I think these two water tenders are a very good purchase for anyone who loves modeling the UP Steam excursions. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe and like.